the first match for the first ever Dungeon Supermatch series. It was a great match. It was a great match. Definitely check it out. We're gonna upload. The plan right now is we're gonna upload one match per night. We're gonna edit in the morning, upload at night. If we get more matches out, we will play. We will play more than one matches out. But right now, we're gonna plan for one. Um, so right now, some people are having a problem with the lives. Some people are having, some people are having no problem. Sorry, guys. My voice is a little losing my voice a little bit. Also, too, I don't know if I said this in the beginning. If you guys are hearing a rooster, our neighbor has this rooster who is he must be blind or maybe a nocturnal rooster. Well, what time is it? It's like maybe it's a 10:30, 11. The rooster is he's been screaming. So if you hear rooster, it is an actual rooster across the street. Hey, what's up, Nightmare? Thanks for watching. Hey, man, did you any chance you happen to get the Stone TV pay-per-view? Just asking because some people have been having a hard time signing up, and that's what I'm doing this video for. Talk about some problems. Sailor, what's up? Long time no see. I'm sorry about the short live. I think that was a record for shortest live. I think it was like a minute and a half. But we had to get the video out, and I'm glad. Hopefully you enjoyed it, Sailor. Hopefully you enjoyed it. She said you just watched the match. Dan, most people know him as the Nightmare, says, "Sup, bro? Heard you had a great event." Yeah, man, it was a great time. Had some speed bumps, but we got a good team. Everyone on the team pulled twice their weight, if not, triple, quadruple, whatever comes after quadruple. The team was great. Everyone helped out. But yeah, it was great, man. It was a great event. And Nightmare, just so you know, you can still watch the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view, there's only one spot to watch these matches, and that is going to be the Stone TV memberships. Depending on if you're on your phone or your laptop, so far what we found out is laptops are very simple. So far, all the laptops have not had a problem with signing up. So if you have a computer, desktop, or a laptop, definitely try that first. If you have a cell phone, so far Androids have been. I don't think there's been any problems with Androids. I don't think. But if you have a problem with your Android, try the laptop. If you don't have a laptop, shoot me a message. Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram, Team Stone. Nope. _ Team Stone 777. Let me check some of these comments. What's up, Brian? Welcome back. Just like I was talking to Mrs. Jones, I said long time no see. It's maybe an hour since we talked on the last live. Let's see what the Nightmare says. He says he hasn't seen him yet. Had a rough weekend with the family. Wife's got. Oh, that's rough. She got you gotta make me say. You gotta make me say that. I can't. Phenoma, whatever. You gotta make me say that after this long weekend. But that being said, man, sorry about the rough time. I hope your wife is doing better. Sorry that happened on the birthday. I definitely understand you couldn't make it. But hopefully she gets better soon. Because you got some arm wrestling parties to plan for. You probably got some arm wrestling parties to plan for. So she gotta get better soon and get ready to start planning those awesome parties. Let's see. What's up, Christian Games? Thanks for watching. Thanks, man. So, yeah, take your time with it. They'll be up there for a while. I'm not going to. I probably won't make these matches public for a long time until definitely we have our next event. So keep that in mind, guys. If you want to watch these matches, you got to get the memberships. $9.99. Yeah, I agree with Sayla. She says we'll pray for a speedy recovery for your wife, Nightmare. Yeah, she's a nice lady. She allows all the crazy arm wrestlers over her house to have a party once a year, and she lets people come back. So she's pretty nice. Um, yeah, I hope she's good too. Um, Dan says night. Oh, I don't want to say his real name. I don't know if he wants people knowing his real name, but the Nightmare. Um, he says you appreciate you all. Definitely appreciate you, man. You do a lot of good for the sport. You're everywhere. Um, well, let's see what that. Let's see how I pronounce this name. Tahil. It sounds familiar. We've talked to you before. I think I've tried to say that name before. Thanks for watching. But if you want to get the pay-per-view and you are having troubles, the best thing to do is to use a laptop or a computer. Hey, have a good night, Nightmare. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. If you have a laptop or a computer, so far that we haven't had any problems with laptops and computers. Hey, what's up, Carolyn? Carolyn says best venue, the dungeon ever. Even a screenshot tells 1,000 words. Total Man rocks. What a great characters in the team. Yeah, it was a crazy event. I mean, I'm still blown away. I'm gonna once I got some free time, I want to go back and watch the tournament. You know, yeah, because it was a great tournament. Some crazy matches. I mean, we had some really high level people in the tournament. The overalls was stacked. I mean, we got multiple people in the top 15, top 20 in the weight class. Very again, incredibly stacked tournament. Some of the athletes, some of the people, uh, they pulled for like many, many. Like I can't tell you how many pulls they did. It's like some of the athletes. I know Damien. He must have done he must have done thousands of pulls because he was one of the athletes that I pulled on the pay per view. If you want to find out who won that match, definitely check out the pay per view. But yeah, I know he had the super match. He wasn't going to do the tournament because he was going to drive home to Mass the same day. So he did a bunch of after pulling until his arms, he couldn't lift his arms. And then the next day he calls me up and says, "Hey, we're coming to the tournament." So he did, he pulled crazy and he did great in the tournament. Um, he wasn't even planning on doing it, so he beat the crap out of himself in the after pulls. The after pulls were crazy. People could definitely post. I said this before, but if you guys took like after pulls, you guys are welcome to post that. You guys will post anything that's not the super match, as long as it's not the super matches. You can post anything, So if you guys have after pull videos, feel free to post them. I'm sure the people would really, really enjoy to see that. So let me scroll up a little bit on the chats. Sheila, what kind of phone do you have? You have an iPhone or an Android? So she says he has no problems on the phone to sign up. Brian sends the prayers over. It's always good. Brian says Damon had an absolute banger match with Seth, dude. It was one of the best matches I've ever seen. I must have missed that match. I was busy reffing probably. I take that back. I probably saw 60 seconds of that match, and that was probably like 1/3 of the match. I remember seeing like a 60-second grinder, and then I ended up not seeing who won. Maybe we should keep that a secret. Maybe we should keep that a secret, Brian. Maybe we should make the people go back, check out the tournament, watch it. But yeah, that's a great battle. Seth has got incredible speed. He got a great hit, but Damien, like, if you guys don't know, I like to let's see. I'll start here. So, like, if you travel like different regions, like different states, as you travel, the techniques change in the areas. The regions have different techniques. Connecticut has a style. You drive up to Mass, they have a style. You drive down to Pennsylvania, they have a style. That everyone kind of, because they train together, everyone kind of pulls the same. Those Mass boys, they have they have some very impressive connective tissue strength. Anybody that saw that match, you probably know what I mean. Damien can pull open arm, and just grind on his elbow. Like he can do incredible side pressure in the most open arm, crazy positions. He got so much elbow strength, and all those mask guy people up there, they all have incredible side pressure. They have incredible elbow integrity. It's interesting. So I'm curious if anyone is, if you guys have traveled, do you notice the same thing? Every region has their own style. So let me catch up on some of these chats. Carolyn says, "Love the first super match. Crystal prepping, Lethal Arms pay-per-view, highly worth it. Beats high-level productions in fun characters and realness." Thank you very much, Carolyn. That means a lot. Thank you. That is great to hear. I'm happy what we could do, especially with our budget of zero. Which I'm very thankful for everyone that came together to help us raise money. We right now I still have to go do all the cash apps and whatever, all the app payments. But cash, we raised 5,500. It was like 5,500 and 20 something, but it was 5,500 cash, and I still have to go back. So I think we will. Get our goal of raising more money than we did last year. But I will know very soon. I want to. I'm working with Thomas Didi. If you know what Thomas Didi is, he's the cameraman who's helping me edit this. He's actually editing part of the next match that will be up tomorrow night. He's editing that right now. There's a little glimpse at the very end of the ladies' match. There's a little glimpse at the end, and I'll tell you guys right now, I bet some people in this chat will be really excited to see that this is the next match. I can't remember if it's going to be left or right, but it's the next match that will be tomorrow is the High Chief versus Black Ice. One of the most anticipated matches, and that will be tomorrow night. And if you want to see who won after all that smack talk, tomorrow night. But let me go back to these chats real quick. Oh, you got an Android. Yeah, so I think Androids are, so far, all the people I talked to with Androids have no problems. It's so far, excuse me. So far, it's people with iPhones. So I think that is the problem right now. I think if someone has an iPhone, they are not able to sign up on their phone for some reason. But there are also some people with iPhones that have signed up with no problem. So I wonder if there's like an update issue, or maybe the iPhone itself. If I have no idea. I've never even used an iPhone. Maybe if the iPhone is too old, maybe it doesn't have the software. Maybe. But yeah, I'm still working on the issue. I'm trying to figure out what all these things I'm saying are just like slightly educated guesses. But yeah, if anybody has problems, let me know. I'll try to help them. They can give me a call. Like what I've been doing is I've been calling people, or they've been calling me, or I call them, whatever, vice versa. And then some people have been able to, if you're smart with computers, you can zoom and like show me your screen. I could do, but I don't know how to do that. So if you know how to do the zoom with this, and screen share, that makes it super easy because I can just talk people through. But I've also just talk on the regular phone, and I've been able to help people find it through there. But anybody with an iPhone problem, the only solution I have right now is to use a laptop or like a desktop or something like that. So let's see. So Carolyn says, yes, it seems every match was high level in the tournament, and every match started quickly. Yeah, we did start. We had some really like technical difficulties. It was. I don't know if there was a soft like. I see. We there could have been a mistake on our on our side, but we used the same software, the same system as last year. We didn't have this problem. Um, so I still don't fully know. I still have to talk to Bill and like, because there's so much going on. There was so much going on. So as soon as we fixed this, we didn't have, it was fixed. We didn't have to talk about it. So we'll go back and we'll figure out what the problem was 100%. But so it happens. There's a couple things that happened. Somebody pulled out our wire to the computer. It probably was an accident. It probably was an accident, but somebody pulled the wire out, and then that set. I don't know if that was first or last, but there was, the power popped out. But the biggest problem, and I'm not sure what happened, but I saw. So we had everything set to go. Everything was lined up. And then Bill, the bracket master, you hit enter, and it looked like I don't know how to explain. I just happened to look up and see it, and it looked like the only way I can explain it is like the whole entire bracket, everything exploded together, and every single bracket, as soon when he hit enter, every single bracket like went into one. Every single name got mixed up. Every single name was missing half their name, and it was very interesting. It was very interesting. But that being said, Bill and Mike and everyone else that helped with the bracket, what we ended up doing, we ended up going old school. We went to get the tournament started. We started with the sit down. We started with the ladies. The original plan was go pros, but we got the tournament started with the sit down and the ladies. The ladies matches was probably crazy. The amount of matches there was with the ladies. I think there was 100 matches of just female arm wrestling. I really think there was 100 matches of just female arm wrestling. Maybe I'm overestimating, but I really think there was at least 100 matches of just ladies. So that worked out good because we had 3 classes, so that worked out good. I know, but we'll double check that, But the sit downs was fun. Everyone had fun with the sit downs. Some people first times on the sit downs, and they realize real quick it's a different same sport, different field. It's like it's NFL, and you go over down to arena football. You have half the field, and there's a wall on one side. That wall is that seat. A lot of people were going to pin, and they realized they couldn't go down anymore with their body, so they had to kind of like it's a lot more. I shouldn't say muscly, but the finishing is a lot more jointy, if that makes sense. But I'm getting sidetracked. Let me go back to these comments. So I think the last comment I read was Carolyn's, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Brian says Damien's on fire, dude. Yeah, man, he's good, man. He's feeling good, man. I can't tell you. All I can tell you with my match is my elbow is pretty sore. I'm not gonna lie, it's very sore. I was clicking and popping and a whole bunch of good stuff. It sounded like I don't even know, but it was. I'm feeling it. That's all I'm gonna say for now. What? So let's go back. So, Brian, so he's talking about Damien, one of the nicest dudes ever too. But man, he stepped up crazy because Seth is nasty. Yeah, man. Both those guys are. One guy's got the he's got the strength and he's got the torque. One guy has got the explosiveness, like a bomb. So yeah, usually when those guys meet, it's a win-win-win. It's a win for the athletes, it's a win for the fans, and it's a win for anyone else who happens to see it. So Kalen says 5,500. Wow, that's so amazing. Yeah, that was great. I still have to go. I really do think we beat last year's. But I'm going to do. I want to do the editing first. I should be able to do it. I should have time, but I want to do the editing. I really want to get these matches out, and then I should be able to get a final answer on the exact number. But 5,500 is what we had in cash. It was like 55.23 or something, and a nickel. Somebody put a nickel in the box, so it was 5,500, 2305 cash money. I took that nickel and kept it as a souvenir. We'll put it on the trophy case. So Carolyn says, Thomas Dede, such a good kid, and so glad for him to work with you. East Coast, Beast Coast. Yeah, I'm very thankful for him. If it wasn't for him, the quality of the videos would be, not as good. Definitely not as good. The speed that he's getting them out was, I'm very, very impressed. Like, I'm impressed that the speed that he can make these videos. It's fun. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I'll be honest, it's fun. I'm having a good time. Except for the people showing up late. Oh, that's another thing. Any next event, this is going to, like, right now, there will be I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a very, very high late fee. There's going to be a very high late fee. It's minimal $50, but closer to $100 probably. So guys, keep that in mind. Now, a lot was going on, so I'm probably overestimating, but a lot of people showed up. Signups were supposed to end at 11. We only had like 5 people. We didn't have that many. We only had like 5 or 6 papers by 10:30. Most people showed up 11:15. And by then the reason why we're so strict with the cutoffs is we need about an hour to make the bracket. So we get all the names, everyone signs up, and then at 11, it doesn't take about an hour. Usually about 45 minutes, but an hour. So if people show up late, if someone shows up at 11:30, now we won't be able to start the tournament most likely until 12:30. So keep that in mind. Maybe next year or next event, because I want to have. So when I say next event, let's see. It's either going to be a tournament or a Dungeon Soup match series. But the Turtle Man Classic, we're probably going to use the same name. But I'm not sure. We got to figure that out. But the Turtle Man Classic is also the CT States. They are one. So the annual CT States is also the annual Turtle Man Classic charity event. That is something that they're not going to separate. As long as I'm in Connecticut, they are not going to separate. So the biggest tournament in Connecticut will always be the CT States, but it's the Turtle Man Classic. They will not be separated as long as I'm in Connecticut. But that being said, I want to do more tournaments. I would like to do like 4 events a year. Now, what I was thinking is it would say, for example, now I'm just thinking out loud, and I've been, talking with the team and stuff like that. Um, right now, I'm thinking like 4 events a year, 2 tournaments, 2 super matches, alternate. So I'll do a tournament 3 months later, super matches 3 months later, tournament, something like that. Maybe I will put the super matches on the same day as a tournament. Maybe, maybe we'll have separate days again. Maybe we could do a Saturday, Sunday instead of a Friday, Saturday. But yeah, we're gonna work some things out. If we do it at the dungeon again, we're gonna it, it- you know parking is the parking is the only concern for I mean that gets for spectators. If because it's in the dungeon. It's not high class parking. It's gravel and all that stuff. But let's see. Got a little sidetracked again. I think I left off. We were saying Thomas Dede is a great guy. I think that's where we left off. Um, Carolyn says the High Chief killer match and teasers tonight. Yeah, at the end that was a teaser video. So I'm glad. I was worried people were going to see that. They put the little at the end of the movies. They put the little, you know, you know, the next movie's coming up. I thought that'd be a good idea, something fun. Um, but yeah, I think just if Carolyn, you saw that little clip of Chief and Ice, I think you're gonna be happy with the match. I think you're definitely gonna be happy. Um, Sailor says, "Hi Chief and Black Ice match was epic, worth the pay per view." Yeah, definitely. That was awesome. That was awesome. At one point, I was trying to, I was still amped up, for my match. I was trying to announce it, but at one point during that match, I became like, I got not like, I guess starstruck. Chief was, he looked, I think he turned around, he stared at me, um, and all I'm gonna say is, if you know the Chief, if you train with the Chief, if he turns around and stares at you, that's a sign for his a technique he likes to use. It's a very painful technique for both people, um, but it's probably my favorite move there is. And I still have not yet seen all of that match, but I want to see that move because that's one of my favorite moves. And you guys watch it, you'll most likely know what move I'm talking about. But if you guys are watching and you see the video tomorrow, um, the first person to name the move that I'm hinting at will get a free ticket to the next pay-per-view event. One in-person ticket. If you can guess the move I am hinting to, but you can't guess here. You have to guess in the comment sections under that video. The pay-per-view video of tomorrow's video. So let's see. Let me check up on these comments again. So let's see. Brian says more people will come next year too, bro. It's ramping up. Ladies class was badass. So hopefully we'll draw some more interest for the ladies to come out. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so. I definitely think so. I also do want to try to get 2 ladies super matches for the next event the next event. So keep that in mind. We're talking to some athletes already. I have some ideas. Some people were throwing out some really good ideas to me. So if you guys have any ideas on potential matches, throw them out. That'd be awesome. That'd be great to hear. We're open to ideas. I do like I do like to hear your guys' ideas. You guys have a lot of good ideas. So let's see. I think I might be really far behind the chat. So, John on the mic was so very funny, entertaining. Someone being paid couldn't have been better than him. So, are you talking about which? We don't have a John. Maybe there was a John and I didn't see him. Maybe you're talking about Mike or Steve. Let's see. Were you talking about the guy with the hat and sunglasses, or the guy with no hat and a bald head? Or maybe this would be easier. You talking about the white guy or the Spanish guy? Which guy? The white guy or the Spanish guy? That's probably easier for me to tell you which one. But white guy is the Mike, and the Spanish guy is Steve. And he's not gonna like that I called him Spanish because I forgot which exact nationality he is. But if he's watching, I'm sure he'll tell me pretty soon. But yeah, Steve came out from New York. He owns New York Smoke Shop. So if you guys are ever in New York and you need some smoke shop supplies, go check out New York Smoke. A lot of good stuff there. Plus, Steve's a good guy. He came down, drove out, helped us out on a mic. He even bought pizzas for everyone. There's a couple people that bought pizzas for everyone, which was awesome. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So I was getting the tickets for the pay-per-view. Hey man, did you happen to buy your tickets any chance? And he goes, oh man, is it cool if I just bought $70 worth of pizza? Is that cool? He goes, yeah man, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, so it worked. It was cool. People were buying pizza. So if you show up with like $100 worth of pizza, you'll probably get a free ticket. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But yeah, it was cool. So let's see. So sales says most showed up at 11 and went till 11:40. Oh, you're talking about the signups? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. I was getting real. I was like, oh no. I was like, because it was like 11:30 and we had like 4 or 5 pieces of paper. I was like, oh no. But come 11:01, here comes everyone, and there was like 14 buses coming up. They're all carpooling, the big buses. 11:01 until about you're right, Sale. Until about 11:40. That's when they ended up. Brian says, "Hey brother, who provided the East vs West shirt that was in the raffle? Bill, Danny, Chan. Let's win it. Hello, I want to thank whoever put it up because it's a badass piece. So that was Thomas Dearborn. Thomas Dearborn. If you don't know who he was, you will, because he's the guy that he brought the sit-down table. So I'm sure you know who I'm talking about because we helped him put it away. He donated the East vs West shirts, 1 and 2. And he also was one of our sponsors on the back. He donated $500, so I got him a spot in the back. But his logo is not a business; it's a celebration of life for his younger brother. He was a big Texas Rangers fan. So it's a Texas Ranger logo with his brother's, I want to say it's his birthday on it, and the date they went to the game. I want to say every year Tom goes down to celebrate with celebration of life party every year with him and his family. They go down to Texas, they watch a Rangers game, and they hang out. Yeah, so that's who did it. Tom. He also was a big sponsor, $500, which was awesome. So we are definitely at 6,000 with that's 500 for the Zeal or Cash App or whatever the app payment. So we are definitely at 6,000. So that is awesome. Yep, Carolyn. Yep, you are right, Thomas. That was Thomas. How am I way off? Oh no, I'm not too far off. Sorry guys, I'll catch up real quick. All right, I'm not gonna say that out loud because we're gonna let some people guess tomorrow. But Carolyn, Very good guess. You might be right. Uh, let's see. So the guy who was oh, you're talking about the tournament. Well, actually, he was there both days. He was the Mike man. Yeah, that is Mike. White guy is Mike. Mike was doing a good job. It's very stressful, especially if stuff happens. But yeah, he did good. He even arm wrestled. He even arm wrestled in tournament. He was on a mic. He was running around, talking all day. Directing people, pumping up the crowd. Yep, Brian. That definitely was Mike. That white guy was definitely Mike. Um, yeah, definitely was good. Oh, oh yeah, there was some funny. There's some good quotes. There was some good quotes. Um, the funny thing is, Mike. I was teasing Mike because he said if which is definitely a lot of people do it, and it's hard to say. He just said if you go up to the stage and so who won, and if you go me or I, he goes, there's no me or I in the bracket. And then when he started arm wrestling, the first thing he says is, "Who won?" He goes, "Me." And he goes, "Oh, the only person that can say me is me because I'm doing the brackets." It was funny. It was funny. But yeah, it was. We got a good laugh out of that. Hopefully, you guys do too. Yeah. So people are used to 12 o'clock cutoffs, which uh, I can understand that, but we are definitely applying very strict late fees. Uh, all the information is on the pages, so I know Carolyn, I know you wouldn't be late, so you don't have to worry about the late fee. Yeah, Carolyn, that's what it is. That is the hashtag. That is the thing. Life's too short. Cancer sucks. Yeah, that's what's on the back. That's what's written under the Texas logo. Yeah, Tom's a good guy, man. He's everywhere. He's been at literally every single one of my super matches. He was at Colorado. He was in Canada. He was in Jersey, Pennsylvania. He even was at the last one. He was even there yesterday. So he has made 5 of my super matches in a row. So I really appreciate Tom traveling all over the country, flying. He's got 1,000,000 miles on his plane and his car. He rents cars. And he drives them until they run out of rubber, and he's just everywhere. Um, so let's see. So it says we should have the women's class the same every year, all 3 week classes back to back. It was awesome. Everyone kept coming up to me saying how amazing it was. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't my original. Not most of everything wasn't the original plan. We just kind of took whatever came up. We just made it work. Um, but yeah, that worked out very well. Um, and we were going to do. Well, you were there, so you remember the meeting. We were going to do. We didn't have enough. Well, we had enough to do a full 3 brackets, but the only way we could have done it at that in this day is if we had a meeting. We called all the ladies up, and he said we have. So it's up to you. We said we could do a full 3 brackets where everybody arm wrestles everybody. There will be many matches. You'll be able to pull quite a bit. But everybody will have to pull every class. So the lightest people will have to pull the heavies. But I don't think that there wasn't more than a 30-pound difference from lightweight to heavyweight, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty quick answer. They said let's do more pulling, and there probably was. Sale, how many matches do you think? Like every single match of the ladies. So every round, every pin. So it had to be like 100 matches, 100 pins. I would think at least for the ladies. Because I know Candy said she had 24. So it's gotta be like 100. That's pretty good. That is way more than last year for ladies, if I'm not mistaken. let's see. I'm just going through over these chats. We talked about some of this stuff. Yeah, when I can't say it's a funny story, but when next time you guys are at practice, ask me Mike's new nickname. It's a really funny one. It's a good one, and he'll have to tell you the story of how he got it because I can't tell you on the live. But at practice, ask Mike about his new nickname and how he got his new nickname. It's a really good one, but unfortunately, I can't say it on the live. Um, but it's a good one. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, the lady stepped up big time. So let's see. So it says it could be a signature for the ladies class at CT Man. So it could be a signature for the ladies class at CT. What do you mean, like starting first, or what do you mean a signature? Maybe I'm missing something simple, but it's been a long weekend. Um, oh, like 27 times. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that. One of my goals was to definitely build up the ladies class. And I think I think that definitely was accomplished. Um, Karen Loom says best ladies event and a great way to optimize it. Usually there's 4 classes and an amateur has to pull Sarah. Oh yes, has to pull Sarah Backman. Yeah, it worked out good. I mean, there was one teenager that entered, but she did great. I think she's like 15 or 16, maybe 15. But yeah, she did great. Like she was battling, and I forgot her first name, but her last name is Tupper. She's from the Tupper family. The father, the son, the daughter, they're all crazy good arm wrestlers. But yeah, if you want to see some crazy matches, check out some of the Lady Tupper. I forgot her. Oh, Lydia. Now I remember Lydia Tupper, Garrett Tupper, and now I forgot the father's name, but I shouldn't. But if you guys know, I'm not the best with names. I have like a spark plug memory, so I'll be talking about something, and then I'll remember. Let's see. I'll remember the name eventually. Glenn, there we go. Thanks, Brian. You helped me out. Thanks, Lydia. She's 15. Yeah, super strong. Hopefully they come. The whole entire family, the Tupper family. Hopefully they come to all the events because it's great to see him. Great to see him pull. Oh yeah, that's always tough. So Carolyn says, wonderful round robin. The ladies pulled so much. I traveled 9 hours and had 2 matches. Yeah, that's always tough. Yeah, that's always tough. But hopefully there was at least a good after pull. Hopefully you got to do after pulling at that event. But yeah, guys, we talked about the pay-per-view. I'll say it one more time in case everyone else new is hopping on. Have some problems. If you're having a problem with your phone, if it's an iPhone, the best thing I could tell you right now, is go to a desktop. If you don't, or a laptop. So far, we haven't had any trouble with laptops. Use a laptop, desktop. If you don't have a desktop, shoot me a message on Facebook. We'll figure out a way I'll talk you through it somehow. I'll talk you on the phone or whatever. If you have an Android, Androids are usually working. There's only a couple people that had a problem with Android, but I would say maybe try to like a software update. If that doesn't work, then maybe try to find a laptop. If you don't have a laptop, desktop. If not, like I said before, give me a call or message on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram _TeamStone777. Let's see. Brian says they were great, bro. Tupper stayed till the very last match, which was mine, and came up and gave me encouraging words. Yeah, they're good. They're good guys and ladies. They're very good sportsmen. They enjoy the sport. But yeah, they did great. It was great to have them. Actually, Lydia was one of the someone. I want to say. I think I just talked. I think it was James. I think it was just James. James Mason. He said, "What about Would you ever have Lydia in the match for the super matches?" And I said, "Yeah, that definitely she did. The way she pulled in the tournament, I feel like she's definitely ready for a super match. We have to find somebody. I don't want to put her against a veteran. Not yet. Um, I would like to find somebody very close in weight. Um, I think she's very light. I think she's like under 120. So I'd like to find someone close in weight. But if you guys, Brian says Sailor versus Lydia, that very well may happen. That was actually my first thought too. I don't know if that was your first thought, Brian, but that was my first thought because I did see a couple of those matches. I might have refed a couple of them. I don't remember, but I remember seeing something. That could be something. That definitely could be something. If you don't know, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Sailor was going to step up and do the match. But Crystal has she's got like similar experience as Candy. Similar story. Candy's been pulling with Paul. And they've been pulling together for like 15 years. Same thing with Brian and Crystal. I think they've been, arm wrestle in the arm wrestling world for like 15, maybe more years. So it worked out good, to be honest. We had two veteran ladies, which that match is up right now. If you're a member, you can watch that. Um, let's see. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas, Sayla and Lydia, that is definitely on my mind for a next potential match. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas for matches, let me know. I love to hear the ideas. Um, let's see. Um, so Brian says Sayla can take a match versus Crystal, Lydia, or Candy. I think left arm. Well, are you Sayla's manager? Am I talking to Sayla's manager right now? If so, what's the price? Let's talk price. What's it gonna cost? What's it gonna cost? um, but yeah, that definitely could be cool. Sayla was in the tournament. She was pretty dominant left arm. If I'm not mistaken, she was pretty dominant. So imagine if Sayla, imagine if you trained. Imagine how good you do if you trained. But this Tuesday, practice Tuesday. Don't forget. Um, all right, every Tuesday, 5 o'clock, same place, except if we change it. But it will be in the group chat. It will be in the group chat. I think Brian's in the group chat now. I think. Um, but yeah, it will be most likely at the Labyrinth, 5 p.m. Watertown. Um, let's see. If there's anything, I'm probably gonna hop off here pretty soon. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about while you guys have me? Let me know. We could talk about pretty much anything except for who won the matches on the Dungeon Super Match Series, the first one ever. Um, yeah, it should be good. Well, I'll tell you so we can talk about this. So you watched live, you know who won the overalls. Maybe I shouldn't say. Maybe I'll wait a little bit. Maybe unless you guys know. Some of you guys know. Um, but maybe I'll say this: it looks like the left and the right overall champion, they might be pulling each other in a super match. We might have to settle that. One guy, one left. One guy, one right. They both came second to each other. Could be interesting. Yeah, man, Brian. Yeah, man. The overalls was crazy. I'm happy it worked out like that. It was stacked. It was stacked class. It was a stacked class. Actually, now that I think of it, I might have talked about this already. I might have told you who won. So if you watched the beginning, let me know if I said it because I can't remember anymore. Um, yeah, I'm gonna hop off here soon. I'm gonna do a live in the morning before I lift, and yeah, guys, we'll take it from there. All right, guys, I think that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the morning.